All right, we're gonna be watching Roki, who's playing Tracer. This is Plat 1, Diamond 5 on, I would assume, PC on Dorado. I was limit testing my recall in this game. I felt like my timing is off. I want to know the signs of when I should engage and back off. I play too much off dopamine from kills, so I don't find mental value from actual value, like important cooldowns. My blink usage is poor, especially in 1v1s. I use too many resources, which leaves me in shambles when somebody else inevitably finishes me. Okay, so I've seen this game through. I think most of this advice is going to be around positional timing and when and where to be sort of taking fights. And I think to a much lesser extent, mechanics. Like your mechanics, like aim, etc., are not great. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like they're kind of be a limiting factor, right? I don't think it says here that you peaked at Diamond 2. Nothing here in your mechanics tells me that you could consistently stay in masters. Like if you got the masters, like even with the advice I give you, like I could see you consistently staying in like high diamond, right? Again, it's relative to region, etc. But like my feel here is I think you miss way too much to be masters, and we're gonna go through a few examples where that's the case. So I would just start on the overarching note for this is I think it's way more important for most heroes, but I would say especially Tracer, it's way more important to consistently hit easy shots than it is to be able to do a decent job at hitting hard shots. Drawing an analogy, I do this often with from sports, right, or basketball specifically. It's a lot more important that you can hit an open layup where you are right under the rim, right, and nobody is guarding you, and you can just put the ball in like 95% of the time, than it is for you to be able to hit like, a step back contested shot with somebody's hand in your face at like a 25-30% clip. Most people will hit it at like 10%, if that, right? Unless you like practice a ton, obviously. But like that is not a high efficiency shot. You shouldn't be taking that shot to begin with. You don't want to be put in a situation where you're taking like a deep step back two that's contested. Why? Like the whole point of basketball is to get better and better shots, not to take really, really bad shots. So it's really important to have a player who can be like, look, they can just get open under the basket and you can lay it up to them, because getting open is a function of intelligence, and intelligence like smart decision making, and that's something you can control, right? You can set a screen, somebody else, especially for a shooter on your team, two people go to them, you run to the rim, you get the ball, you have an open layup. Whiffing that open layup is awful. Like that is really, really bad, because then people are like, oh, we really don't need to cover you. You can't put the ball in like at point blank uncontested, no one's going to cover you doing anything else. This same analogy applies to Overwatch, right? In the sense is, it is way less important for you to be able to win a 1v1 tracer duel, let's say, for example, than it is for you to consistently be able to hit an Ana who is not dodging you, right? Like, let's say, let me get the Ana out here. Let's say you Tracer, you come in the back, right? It's way more important that you hit like 75 to 90% against this Ana right now when she's not looking at you and not dodging at you than it is for you to be able to outduel like the Genji, for example. Because you can control situations where you can get up to an enemy support or backliner or whatever it ends up being, and they are not dodging you. Like that's just a function of good decision making. You can control that, and if you have great game sense and position and timing, you can consistently create that opportunity over and over and over again. And it scales extremely well, because even at higher ranks, you will find opportunities where someone is not aware of you. Obviously, it gets harder, right? Because they get progressively more and more aware. You'll find opportunities where someone is not aware of you, and you got to be able to hit them for like 150 plus damage for a single clip, right? Obviously, you can conceivably one clip somebody, but it's very, very difficult to do consistently. Versus dueling, right? Obviously, dueling is great. If you can also duel successfully, that's awesome. And also, it's very unlikely that you can get to higher ranks without being able to duel successfully. But immediately what's controllable is, look, it's really not that hard to hit an Ana in this situation. Like, you can practice this a little bit and then very quickly get up to like 75% plus accuracy, even if you're not that good of a player. All you gotta do is just dead center your crosshair, and you're kind of good to go in that regard in terms of just like keeping it steady, right? Tracking with your movement, and then making sure that you just hit the whole full clip. trying to fight against somebody who is 1v1ing you is much, much harder because they're actively dodging and enters a lot of randomness that enters the play, including how much damage they're doing back to you, which changes how you move. It's a lot trickier. But consistently hitting an Ana, that should be relatively easy, hopefully. Because we're going to see you miss like a bunch of really easy ones. And I think that's kind of mechanically kind of problem number one. And problem number two is you're also going to be shooting people from way too far away, and that's also a big issue. Anyway, that's kind of like the mechanical. It'll come up a lot over the course of it, but that's something I would encourage you in general is focus on landing easy clips, right? Consistently, than being able to hit hard clips with a less consistency, because it doesn't really matter as much as being able to consistently hit the big ones when you get them. So let's watch the first defense. Now I'm going to do something a little different. I want to play through this first defense, and I want you to pay attention right now to your positioning right here, and I want you to pay attention to the cart, and I'm going to play it pretty fast. So as we can see, the cart's moving here. You're going to be dueling up top a little bit. Cart's moving, stops for a second. All right, you lose your Ana. Cart's still moving. Cart's still moving. Cart's still moving. Cart's still moving. You're still messing around over here. Cart's still moving. Cart's still moving. Cart's still moving. Still moving. Still moving. You're still fighting back here. Still moving. 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 Winston finally shows up. Still moving. All right, we'll pause for a second for Winston. Still moving. And now they've capped. So they capped this one in just about a minute and 10 seconds. That's not good. Not good is an understatement. It would actually be very difficult for them to have capped this much faster if you were literally not contesting the cart at all. Right? The cart stopped only 2 times very briefly, 2-3 times very briefly, and often had multiple people on the cart. I think the fastest time you could probably get it would probably be like, I don't know, 50 seconds or so. They went really fast. This is a really bad defense. Like, no matter what you did, and how well you felt like you were playing, I'm not saying you thought you were playing well, but I'm just like highlighting, like just objectively looking at like the key results here. You didn't do your job because the cart did not stop moving. So at some point in time, we have to understand, like, okay, whatever we were doing was not high value. Like, let's say you even killed 2 people, right? But if the cart doesn't stop moving, then what does it matter? Well, you can say, well, what can I control for? Well, were the people you killed relevant? Right? If you're not killing somebody who's ultimately going to result in us being able to slow down and stop the cart, then maybe not. Like, for example, let's imagine you killed somebody at the very start, right? And the cart keeps moving, the 4 people, and then you spawn camp them, you kill them again. Are you playing well? Well, no. You might think you're playing well. You're like, well, I killed the person once, and I killed them again, and I completely prevented them from showing up to the fight. I think that's a very common thing that people, it's not that what happens here, I'm just giving an example, but a lot of people would think like, oh, well, I'm like dominating. Like literally this one player on their NP literally can't play the game because I killed them initially and then I stopped them from playing. Why can't my team handle the rest? My team sucks. Again, not saying that you're saying that. I'm just giving an example. Well, looking at another perspective is our DPS took out their DPS, did nothing else, and prevented their DPS from getting to the fight, but we also don't have our DPS. So like we're effectively just playing 4-4 the whole time. Like, neither DPS is doing anything that's changing the actual objective aspect of the game, right? This is what I say about Widow a lot, is if you hit one headshot and get a kill, but then you hit literally nobody else after that, you're functionally didn't actually do anything because you're very unlikely to add any other damage or utility as Widow. So you actually need to kill 2 people in Widow for many scenarios in order to actually change the fight, just because of how Feast or Famine Widow is. So I'm using this, again, to highlight that at the end of the day, the objective is what really matters. Yes, we focus on kills because trying to just sit on the objective is not helpful, but whatever you're doing must lead to the objective, like when you're on defense, the objective not moving forwards, or when you're in offense for the objective moving forwards. If you can't, whatever you're doing is not leading to that, then whatever you're doing is not actually valuable. So I just want you to think about it from that perspective is if at the end of the day, this game is not about kills, right? This game is about objectives. And so if we can't do anything to stop the objective from moving, then what does it matter? Like, whatever I'm doing is not helpful. So we're going to start. We're going to start up top, which is totally fine. I would also note, I don't love Tracer on Dorado. I think it's not... Dorado has 2 things going for it. Number 1, it has a lot of high ground. And number 2, it has long angles. Neither one of these things are good for Tracer, right? Like, and I think you kind of feel that even on the first point, which is arguably the best point to be playing Tracer on. I think you're having trouble. Like you really are insistent on trying to stay on the rooftops, which makes sense because like once you start dropping, you have very few ways that you can go, and the team could hunt you down if they wanted to. So I know you're not a Tracer one trick, so I'm just noting that like, hey, I think that if you had other options, like for example, Ashe or Soldier or Genji or Echo or Pharah, like these are all, generally speaking, stronger options in this scenario than Tracer. I'm not saying you don't have to play, you shouldn't be playing Tracer. I'm just noting, like in general, like I wouldn't want to be playing, for example, Reinhardt, because there's a lot of high ground and there's a lot of long angles, and Reinhardt's not great at those things. Like, yeah, Reinhardt will get you through this first section, but getting out here can be really painful, and doing this section is awful. Actually, frankly, a lot better after they added the stairs. But like, it can be very hard to play someone like Reinhardt in this situation. All right, Junker Queen's another good one. Where like playing Junker Queen on this map can be just miserable. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. And again, you're creeping up here. Genji's gonna come out. I want to watch real quick and think. So you're gonna shoot the Genji, which makes sense, obviously. He's an enemy, you're gonna shoot him. What are we thinking here? Well, Genji has deflect, right? Every Genji's gonna have deflect. We haven't seen him use it, so he's definitely gonna have deflect. At the start of the game, like literally has to have deflect. Let's look at how much you shoot. Right? You shoot all 30 ammo right now, and then you finish all the ammo, basically. 38 ammo, and then stop. You take no damage in return because the Genji just whiffs you completely. Obviously, he's not expecting you to be here. But if he deflects this into you, you would have gotten shredded. Would you die? Probably not. Again, but he could have deflected like an Ana dart or, you know, Juno shot or whatever, or an Ashe shot, and he could have killed you. But like the risk reward here is really poor. I think by muscle memory, you should just tap him briefly with the pistols and then wait for deflect, which is pretty much always going to happen in this situation. Just noting this. Later on, I don't think there's like a clear example. Sometimes there's like obvious, like, oh, you died for deflect later, like that was stupid. But I'm just noting that like I think this is a problem playing against better Genjis, is that thinking that you can shoot the whole mag against him is not a good idea. Alright, we're gonna hold up here. Unfortunately, you can get the kill. Now, you're gonna drop for this. Let's think for a second. What are the odds that I can confirm this kill on the Genji right now? You're already reloading. He's already dropped. We're at their spawn. What are the odds to get this kill? 0. Like, basically 0. The two supports have to be here, right? They literally just left the door. It's like they couldn't have gone anywhere else. The two supports are going to be right here, whoever they are, because you don't necessarily know who they are. He's not going to die. You should not drop right now, because dropping right now is like not going to be constructive, and honestly introduces risk, because you could have gotten slept here and then gotten triple Genji headshot, something like that, and died. Now, you just managed to get back up by rewinding, but now you don't have rewind. And now we've wasted rewind for nothing. This goes back to the earlier point I had, which is time and place to take fights. Hey, we burned on the Genji? Great. We don't need to do anything else, right? Just chill. You have, I would say, pretty typical for Tracer players, especially like, you know, lower and mid-ranked Tracer players, where you have this addiction to going fast, right? It's like Octane from Apex. Octane players all shared a common theme, which is they always want to be going. Let's always go, go, go. Even when the best solution was just like, hey, can we just sit in this house and do nothing? It's like, no. I got speed. I got a jump pad. We're going. No matter what, we're going. We're full sending. Every situation, we're going. And I think that's why Tracer is appealing to those people, right? I don't necessarily know that Tracer's the one that makes them feel like that way. They feel that way already, and Tracer just enables that behavior. But just chill. Like, just slow down. There's nothing to do right now, right? The Genji are burnt down. They're all clustered on cart. Your tank is not engaged. Just chill. And one thing you asked was like, look, when should I back off, right? I think that's one of the questions you had. I would think of it the other way, which is, when should you engage? Instead of seeing, I think your default impression here is, I should always be engaging. But my perspective is the exact opposite, which is, no, I should not be engaging until it is the right time. My default is not engaging. Tracer is a bad hero to constantly be engaging. Why? Tracer, in order to engage at all, constantly needs to be burning down critical resources in the form of blinks and her rewind to engage. A. B. Tracer is a very fragile hero, which means it's really easy for you to get one shot by something that's faster than you can react. C. Tracer is often in a position where you cannot sustain your position through combat because you are out of LOS of your supports. Meaning you need to go and get a health pack and come back, which delays your timing. Compare that to who's somebody who wants to be fighting all the time and can do so safely. Soldier. If I'm a soldier here, I can just keep fighting. Oh, I got tagged for 50 damage, no problem. I got tagged for 75, all right, put down heal station. I keep shooting. Oh, then, you know, I take 100 damage, okay, my supports are healing me. And just keep shooting, right? I just want to constantly keep shooting because that's my job. Like, I'm not particularly bursty. Not particularly sneaky. I'm just going to apply a ton of pressure constantly to the enemy team. That's what I do as soldier. That's not the way Tracer plays. Tracer's not like, oh, I'm going to be spamming all day. Spam. No, because you're going to get one-tapped, right? You have like an Ashe Mercy damage boosted like headshot, you're done for. So that's not the goal right now, is to constantly be fighting. My goal is I want to, as Tracer, like what's the best setup for Tracer? The best setup for Tracer, right, with Winston, like a dive hero, is I want to be one blink away from the enemy supports, right? The Winston dives in, I let him land, I hear them all engage, I do one blink in, and I one clip the Ana. That is optimal Tracer gameplay, right? Is I am in position, I have all of my blinks, my tank goes in, and I engage. And yeah, you're not going to one clip consistently. Absolutely not, right? But I do, I don't know, 150 damage, right? Now the Ana, if she hasn't already used Sleep and Grenade on the Winston, tries to sleep me. Now I blink and reload. Now she tries to throw a grenade, probably at herself. If I'm out of range, I'm not going to get hit by it. I reload, she grenades, I fire a second clip. Maybe I kill her. Maybe I don't, right? Pretty good chance that she still lives with a little bit of health from the grenade. Great. I reload, right? I blink again, and now I kill her. And at this point, I've taken some damage, the team is focused on me, and now I rewind. And then I just chill, and then I wait. And now the fight's won. That's it. Like that, it's literally that simple. Like, if you could, I'm sure the support players who are watching this are gonna like feel this, is the hero they fear, the Tracer they fear is not the one who's constantly jumping around like shooting and hiding and ducking and weaving, etc. The Tracer they fear is the one that they did not hear, did not see, and suddenly comes in and blows them up. Because how are you supposed to play against that? It's really difficult against a Tracer who comes in and just instantly deletes you or nearly kills you. At a minimum, has to force out all of your cooldowns. Then the Tracer, like, even if I blink in and Ana's like, oh, immediately grades, Mercy goes, okay, great. I just blink back. I didn't even use rewind, and now I wait. All right, my Winston's still in there. My Winston's able to engage, and maybe I can re-engage. Maybe my Winston like has to get back around the corner, heal, and then like re-engage or something like that. And then when he re-engages, then I engage again and get a kill. Or I see my Ashe has tagged somebody, right, and I can go in and get a kill. That's the goal, right? That is what like that is when nobody's contesting you. Honestly, the hardest part about Tracer is getting in position. Once you're in position, you instantly kill people. That's the goal. It's getting in position that's hard because you often need to fight another off-angler to get there, right? Or figure out how to route through the map to not get chipped down. So this goes back to what's really my suggestion here. Just wait. Just wait, reload, because I see my Winston here taking some damage. I'm waiting for the Winston to engage. Once, because he's going to engage at some point, right? I know, he's not intentionally delaying. He's not being bad. It's because he's looking for his own reads for when he'll be successful. I want to go when the Winston feels good about going. And when he goes, which hopefully soon, right? Also, the Winston might not go because you just rewound back, right? So you might be like, oh, I gotta wait for Tracer, just as a note. But like when the Winston goes, that's when I go, right? I'm looking for the Winston to eventually drop here, which he should do at some point. Great, Winston goes, now I go, right? He goes in, one blink in, right? And now I blow up the Ana. This Ana has 100 health right now. It's about to get zapped down for probably sub 100. This is an easy kill. You see this? Super easy. This is not like, oh, I got to outduel a Genji to get a kill. This is literally one blink, and then I kill her while she's pinned against the wall. That's it. That's all you gotta do. That's will get you the Masters. just being able to do that. Just like, look, okay, dive tank went in, I go in. Like, when you have a dive tank, your life is so easy as Tracer. When you have a brawl tank, much harder, because then you got to create your own opportunities. With a dive tank, your dive tank takes all the pressure off you, right? They eat all the cooldowns, they have all the bubbles, they have damage negation, etc., like, they draw so much attention. Just go in right now and kill the Ana. Alternatively, if you didn't want to kill the Ana, guess who else you can kill? The Ashe, who's currently at 2/3 health and has nobody healing her because the Ana's in trouble and the Mercy's helping. So you got two really good options here that you could just instantly kill instead of fighting this Genji. So because you're fighting this Genji, instead of going to help with the Winston, for the record, I have no idea what you're shooting at here. Like, she's clearly not hittable by the time you start shooting. She's well beyond the corner, right? Now I'm trying to fight this, like, low percentage fight against the Genji. Low percentage chance that I will conclusively win this fight. Whether or not you win or lose against Genji, like, you could call it a draw, but that's not winning. I don't want to be drawing fights all game long. I want to be winning fights all game long. That is how you influence games, and that's how you climb. So, we've dropped down here, right? So obviously everything we've done here is already wrong. But we dropped down here. Let's think for a second. Pause. Take a breath. First of all, I bet even if you stood still right now, I bet no one would notice you. Right? I'm like, the Genji may come back to get you, but like, I can virtually guarantee that neither one of these heroes is going to be paying attention to you right now. Like, as you land, if you didn't shoot, I don't think anyone would pay attention to you. Number one. Number two, I could just blow up a hero right now. I got two choices. I could blink forward and kill the Ashe, or I could blink forward and do a ton of damage to the Ana. Now, the only thing I have to fear here is sleep. But I know she doesn't have sleep because I can literally see my Winston taking a nap here in the background. So I know she doesn't have sleep, and I also am pretty sure she's not going to have grenade. Actually, she does have grenade. That's unfortunate. She never used grenade here? Wow, she is absolutely crazy. Yeah, well, really good focus by her to not use a grenade. But that's fine. Even though I eat grenade, you know, like, I rewind. It's not a problem, right? So no matter what, whether or not you go for the Ana here or whether or not you go for the Ashe, doesn't matter. I would argue that either one of them is the Ashe is definitely insta-killable here, right? Again, Mercy's probably gonna res, but fine. Like, we're trying to create value. Do not shoot people from this distance. This is a thing that we're gonna see all the time. Does this look like the right distance to be shooting someone as Tracer? No. You want to be like here. Lot of contextual situational factors to this, right? Most notably, how dangerous their close range kit is. For example, you don't be fighting Reaper here, that's bad, but fighting Reaper from here is much better. But against most heroes, certainly heroes that can't shoot back at you, you want to be closer, not farther. Tank's an exception, right? Because tanks are going to hit all the shots anyway. As long as you're within damage fall off, doesn't matter. This is not a range where you're going to hit things with any level of accuracy. And, right, you're right on the edge of damage fall off here pretty soon too. So don't do this. Blink forwards and then kill them. Now, one reason you may not blink forwards is because you're worried, hey, I don't have blinks to get out or dodge or whatever, which is understandable. That's why a huge part about Tracer is actually positional play. Trying to get to good positions that you don't need to use blinks to get to, or you'll have the blinks back when you need them, right? Optimal play for Tracer is, I am here, I have 3 blinks, I turn the corner, 1 blink forward, and I blow somebody up, right? Same thing for every other dive hero in the game that needs the position. For Winston, I talk about this all the time for staging, right? Winston doesn't want to be here, right? And then be like, oh, I dive in, right? Oh, I have no dive to get out, and I just die. Or Winston's like, oh, I got to dive up here, right? And then I got to dive over there, or whatever it ends up being, way too slow. You should already be in position. So, just a note here. Again, mechanics. We dropped here. I got 2 eligible targets. I should be blinking close and attacking. But regardless of what I'm doing, whether or not I'm shooting this range or not, I definitely should not be attacking 2 different targets here, neither one of which took any meaningful amount of damage. How much damage do you think you did to the Ashe right now? Ashe right now is at 175. You tagged her for 4 damage. 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage is how much damage you did to the Ashe. How much damage did you do to the Ana here? I think you did 25. 25. Yeah, about 25 damage there. So I would like to point out, this is pretty much an optimal case scenario. You have dropped into the back line where neither one of them is looking at you, neither one of them is dodging at you, and you managed to do a grand total of 30 damage. That's not good. Not good is an understatement. That is really bad. But it comes down to, it's like, look, there's like this panic that's like, oh, I see enemy, I immediately shoot. Think, can I actually deal damage here right now from this distance? No? Don't take the shot, right? 1 blink in forward, then, right, then blow someone up. Look for those really big, meaty clips where you can do a lot of damage. A lot meaning minimum of 100. Ideally, you're looking for, I would say, as a benchmark, 125. Because 125 will guarantee that you're going to 2-clip anybody if you consistently hit that. So, almost everybody, right? Caveats, asterisk. But I would say that, like, you're looking for really at least 100 damage on those clips. Again, not against someone who's dueling you, where the accuracy is going to be much lower. But when somebody is literally not trying to dodge you at all and does not know you are there, I think it is a reasonable baseline to look for at least 125 damage. Alright, so let's think for a second. Why did we blink over here? I think what you're thinking right now is, okay, I actually want to change and be off-angling for my Winston, which I sort of get, but on the other hand, my Winston's going to have to drop anyway, so however he drops, like if he drops this way, I can go to the left, right? Or if he drops to the left, which is more likely, I can go to the right. So I don't need to spend 2 blinks here to go, but it's not that big a deal. So, no real reason to be attacking the Genji here. Like, Genji, like, quote-unquote, looks low. He's not low, right? There's an Ana there. There's a Mercy already healing him. This Genji's never going to die. You play you and the Winston, you're not going to kill him. Right? If he gets low and doesn't have deflect, right, guys, and gets low to the ground, and you can blink over and blow up, possible. But right now, he's not actually killable. So I'd focus on chipping either the Mercy or going after the Ana. So, you decide to go after the Mercy, which is okay. I would note that the Ana is actually an easier target here and much closer to you and still doesn't have sleep. So you could drop down here, and again, literally just drop off here without blink, and then as you're going down, just blow her up, right? Then blink through 180 and then finish. So you're going to go for the Mercy here. And if we're going to go for the Mercy, that's fine. So this you miss initially. I get it. She's using Guardian Angel. Okay, understandable. You try to do this relatively bad track on her. So now we really want to make sure we're landing the shots. You whiff almost all of that. So this is right now 2 clips from now, okay? Mercy's at 196. You get her 157, so that's what, like 29-ish damage? And 170, and then you do about another 20 damage there. And then you do like 50, 60 damage there. Not great. So, like, we can micro-analyze the heck out of this. But the short answer is, like, you need to kind of, like, read the rhythm of Mercy. Mercy has Guardian Angel right now, right? So, because she has Guardian Angel, don't commit to the shot until after she's finished her GA movement. After she finished her... So, like, for example, as you just tap her once to start GA, then drop, and as she does this, this is where you blow her up with the rest of the clip. Even if you only have 2/3 left, like, you do a ton of damage right now. Then, as I'm reloading, I'm like, look, keep track of the Mercy 2-second cooldown. Can I... get this off right now? I can, right? You're close, right? You should be able to do most of this before she GAs. As she GAs, she's going to be going a straight line towards Genji or Ana. You should be able to hit this, but like you whiff almost all of that. So now we're trying to re-engage. Note here is because you didn't rewind and you didn't get the health pack, you're at 100 out of 175. This is dangerous because you can get one clip very, very easily. I think either rewinding or getting the health pack had to be a play here to be able to re-engage. Because this part right here is often where the most contested fights will happen. And it's one of the best, it's easily the best spot for the defenders of this entire first point. Like, understanding defenders' advantage is really important here. And for you to not be ready for this point sucks. Now, it's actually not going to be relevant because your Juno ends up dying, and so your whole team has to fall back. But the fact that you're not ready for this is a bad sign. So, let's think for a second. How much damage from 0 to... what can Tracer do? Like 220? 220-ish? I just looked this up recently. But from a 0 to 220 damage scale, how much damage do you think you could do to the Ana here right now? Well, hopefully, based on the previous things we've talked about, you're going to be expecting a pretty low number, right? Like 30, 40 damage maybe? Let me flip that around. How much damage do you think you could do here if you had a literal aimbot? Like, if your crosshair was dead center in, like, center mass of her body, how much damage do you think you could do here? 60 damage? Because it's not going to affect your spread, right? The spread is still going to be there even with an aimbot. But you're still not going to do a lot of damage here with perfect aim. So it's not like a great idea to be taking this fight right now, especially since you're already missing some health. You could, if you didn't want to heal, just sit for a second, wait for passive heal, and then look for the right opportunity. Because if I'm looking at this right now, obviously you can't see the enemies. You can see your teammates. You can see your 2 teammates really far away. You can see your Winston's at half health, and obviously not trying to like fight here. Like, I don't see this as, oh, I got to go in right now, and this is a good opportunity. I see this as nothing's going to happen. They're going to heal any of the damage I do. Doing this just risks bad things. If the Genji tags you with even one Shuriken here, it's going to stop you from being able to passively heal. And without that, you're going to consistently be like half health and under, and you can't really engage at all. And you can't even rewind it because now it's been too long. You're not going to get much health back. So just relax. Just chill. Literally, just relax right now. Genji blinks or dashes onto you, and now what? Now rewind is forced. Again, you don't get a lot of health back because previously mentioned problem. And now you're totally out of the fight. Who's winning right now? You or the Genji? The Genji. The Genji's absolutely doing the right thing here, right? He is chipping you consistently. He forces out your rewind. He makes you go get health. And most importantly, he's making it so that you aren't doing anything to stop the progress of the cart or stop any of his teammates from doing their job. You're not stopping from the Honor from healing. You're not stopping the Reinhardt from tanking. You're not stopping the DPS from finding angles and taking shots. You're doing nothing. Like, you versus your play versus you being AFK is functionally the same right now because nothing you're doing is changing anything. Again, just chill. Look for the opportunity where my team can actually go. If they're not ready, they're not ready. This Genji wouldn't have gone after you unless you shot, because he doesn't know for sure exactly where you are, right? He's like looking for it a little bit, right? He's like, I'm not really sure. See, like he doesn't know. He doesn't like know where you are. It's like, oh, maybe you're up top, right? See, like he's looking around. He doesn't know. If you didn't shoot, I guarantee you he would not have dashed up there. Right? Then he hears it and is like, oh, okay, wait, you're shooting? Great, now he goes for you. Because he can safely do that. He has zero chance of dying here. Right? It's all bad. All negative consequences for you here. Just relax, stalk the cart. Right? Instead of going. She's gonna blow. Gotta get back to the right point. So just stalk the cart, right? Go over here, wait for healing. Right? Like, look, you come over here right now, you could have just blown up the Ashe. She could have died right now. Right? That would have been a much better play than trying to do this, like, long-range poke thing, right? Like, you could just double blinked over here and be like, oh, the Ashe is slow, maybe I get a kill. So, just stalk the cart and wait for the engage. Your tank will have to engage eventually. And when they engage, then we can go. Right? Imagine I'm just waiting right now. I'm just waiting, literally doing nothing. No damage, no shooting, nothing. Just crouched and moving around. Okay, Genji's kind of zapping somebody. I'm like, does that seem like probably a lot? Probably not. I'm like, okay, Genji, Winston, what are you doing? Oh, you're going this way? Okay, great. Winston's getting ready to contest the last second. Excellent. I stalk here, right? I wait. None of this happens over here, right? I wait. Winston goes in. Great. Now I double blink in, right? And immediately blow up the Ana. That's the engage you're looking for. I'm not even going to play this part out here because, like, everything that happens over here is all bad. Right? Like it's literally nothing here matters. Like, you show up way too late for this fight, as previously demonstrated. Like, the fight is literally over already. If you killed all 5 people here, it would mean nothing. Like, literally nothing. Because their spawn is right here now. So, who cares? These kills don't matter. These kills don't matter. Your damage doesn't matter. Your distraction now doesn't matter because the gate still needs to open. None of this matters. Okay? I want you to fixate on that. Like, look, none of this matters. Focus on fights that matter. So, we're coming out. Again, Dorado is a high ground focused map. That's just the way the map is designed. There's a lot of high ground. Why would we not take the high ground when we have the chance? When you have high ground, you can always drop low ground. But vice versa is not true. Why would I intentionally go the path that only gives me one option of how to move versus going high ground? Because if I go high ground here, right, maybe something changes here. If I'm high ground, maybe I'm up here, maybe I can help, poke down this Genji or something like that. Right? But now, Sombra's dead, and now what can you do? Nothing. Let's look at what you just did. Did that feel like, oh yeah, I'm helping win the fight? You just took off 50 armor from this Reinhardt. Reinhardt doesn't care. He can just put shield up, whatever. He's gonna get healed in a second. This doesn't mean anything. You also even already have ult. What you're doing right now is so useless. Like, it literally does not change the way the game is going to be played at all. This doesn't do anything. I don't feel as good because you're like, I'm shooting him. He doesn't care. Like, if I'm the Reinhardt and I see the Tracer doing this, I'm so happy. Because the second I see you doing this, right, first clip, okay, fine, whatever, right? But, like, if I see that second clip right now, which this is really your second clip, right? First clip, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's no big deal. Because you might be repositioning, right? You might be going to the left, which is bad for me. Because then you might get around and attack my supports, which I can't really do anything about. But when I see this second clip right here, as soon as you do this, I know you have no idea what you're doing. Like, as a tank player, the second I see you do this, I immediately know I'm going to win this game. Right? Or at a minimum, this Tracer is not good. Because you don't know what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're shooting me, the tank, right next to my cart with my supports available is not what you should be doing right now. You should be fighting for the high ground space. This platform up here is the most important part of Dorado's second point. Until you reach the end, obviously, right? But like this turn right here can be very hard. Lots of games full stall here because the offensive team cannot take the high ground. Probably less so now that the stairs have been added. I actually haven't played Dorado post the change. But this space is what you should be fighting for, because as soon as they take this high ground, they can push off your whole team and then your team is in trouble. But vice versa, if you can control this and the cart moves here, you can drop onto the backline whenever, rewind up top and keep doing that over and over again until you kill somebody. So your job is to fight for this space and get access to the backline. It is not to be shooting the tank for a negligible amount of damage. No one cares about this damage. Everything you're doing right now is a waste of time. So again, yeah, rotate, get behind them. Great. So finally we got here. But the problem is we got here like 20 seconds later than we should have. Because when the Winston engages right now, that's when I should be here. I should already be right here and engaging, or right here and engaging. I can't do that because I'm wasting my time shooting the Reinhardt. So your timing is already off. You see how low the Genji gets? Like the Genji's definitely one clippable right now. Like you could have killed him if you were over here, or killed the Mercy, or killed the Ashe, or just harassed the Ana. Anything here that is not, hey, I just showed up and now my Winston has to back off because he doesn't have bubble and he doesn't have jump. So obviously he's going to play slow now. Guess what? Now you think, hey, it's my time to engage. This goes back to your default perspective should not be, when do I disengage? It should be, when do I engage? You engage when your dive tank engages, right? Right now, if you're the only one they need to worry about, the Ana can easily out-heal this. See, like she's out-healing your damage on the Mercy right now. But if the Winston and you engage, then you kill everybody. So rewind's forced now. Again, the damage you do at this range is basically zero. Like, this Mercy's just floating through the air, right? You just did less than 0 damage. Like, because she's like not taking any damage here. Like, it's like irrelevant. Again, why shoot her at this distance? You have 3 blinks. 1, 2, maybe 3, right? If again she's gonna blade go after your backline. 1, 2, 3, try to blow up the Mercy. Just literally anything that is not trying to shoot people from 40 meters away is better. Great, this is good. This is what we're looking for. Did you hit everything? No. Do you expect everything? No. At no level you're gonna hit every single shot, obviously, right? But like this is what you're looking for. Hey, close range target was not aware of me. I got 100 plus damage. Great, that's what I'm looking for right now. You could have also posted her right now. Great, that's a really easy plus. Great clip. Again, you didn't get the kill. You probably could have, but I don't blame you for that. And like again, higher ranked tracers aren't necessarily gonna get that kill either. I'd say a GM probably they get that kill, but like that's still good value. That's what we're looking for. Those were 2 good clips back to back. Let's see more of that. So she's obviously trying to get healed right now. Again, pretty tricky to actually confirm the kill right now, because once the Ana's healing, like, you're basically not going to be able to kill her. She's too far away now. There's too much spread. See how big the spread is? Like, you're missing, even with perfect aim, you're going to miss almost all of it, so there's no point anymore. Winston engages, right? 3 people die, but I'm like, look, hey, maybe I can trade out for somebody right now. So what's the key I'm looking for? So I hear Winston. There's the jump. Who's he going for? The Ana? Great. Focus the Ana. Kill the Ana. I know the Mercy's not going to be a help because the Mercy's over there boosting Genji Blade. So as I see the Winston go, you're going to hear it on your hear out of your right ear. I know one thing you mentioned is that you, I think, are hard of hearing your left ear, so like maybe you miss those audio cues, which hasn't really come up so far. But you definitely hear the Winston go right now. Right? Now you see the Winston go. We saw him flash across the screen, go down, kill the Ana. Look how low the Ana is. This Ana gets all the way down to 114 health. You definitely could have killed this Ana. Like 100%, I believe that you could have killed this Ana. There's just no way that you would not have killed the Ana in this situation. But instead, you're still trying to shoot the Ashe from really far away. And again, you're not going to kill her. Right? Again, you kill her at this point. Like, Mercy's just going to res. But like, Ana was the target. Your Winston, I'm sure, is really frustrated because he's like, wait, I actually went in on the Ana while nanoed, right? Missed melee. And the only reason he's gonna get killed is because the Reiner does a good pin, right? Can't jump out, and finally he manages to get out. But like, you're not helping at all because your target priority is bad. And now we're forced to retreat. I would not do that. Again, if the Genji throws even like one lucky shuriken to your head and you die, 2 shurikens to the body, you definitely die. Okay, good. See? We worked together with Winston. Ana was vulnerable. We killed her. Great. This is what we're looking for. Is this your first final blow all game? I think it is. All right, you want to go for the Ashe? Great, right? No one's stealing the Ashe. Great. I don't know that we need to throw Pulse right now. So, number 1, we just got to pick. Number 2, where Winston's ulted. So, it's a 5-on-4, and we've already used an ulti. So, do we need to pop ulti here? Maybe not. Also, I'd say it's very likely that your Ashe is going to die. Because the Ashe is way out of position. She's, like, on the cart right now. And, like, her supports are going to be going towards the back. So, this should be an easy kill. Like, you should not look at this and be like, I got to stick the Ashe right now. Just shoot her. Right? Just shoot her right now. Like, this should be very easy at this point in time. You should reload. You should... Again, she's not even aware of you. Like, this Ashe is not showing any indication that she actually thinks you're going to be chasing her. You're about to finish your reload. Don't throw Pulse. Just one clip her right now. You're point blank, and she is not dodging you. Bob, do something. All right, Bob gets popped. Now you get the rewind. And then you die. I hope you can see, like, this is kind of like a mixture of all of those problems coming together, right? The positioning, the mechanics, the target priority, the timing, like, it's all coming together as to, like, why we can't, like, help win this fight against that Ashe. So your team manager's cleaning it up without you. I'm going to start going a lot faster because this review is, I think, going to be very long already. This is a really good example of you can get shredded here. So the Genji's low, okay? We know he has deflect. We know he doesn't have dash. So just tag him because you're not going to kill him. There is no Genji at even platinum level and above who's going to let you kill him in this scenario if he has deflect. He's running in a straight line backwards to Omega and he knows you're chasing him. He's going to deflect. You're not going to be able to kill him in time. He doesn't have like 20 health where he's going to die instantly. He's going to deflect this. Tap him once, right? Let him keep deflecting. He's going to go get the Mega, then kill him. Because once he finishes that deflect, if I'm not low, I am heavily favored to win this fight because I still have a blink and a rewind. Right? You could even just chip him from here, right? Make it really hard, right? Then one blink in, commit, do a lot of damage. He gets you low, right? Again, he has no dash, so he has no burst. All he can do is right-click you. He gets you down to like 60-ish health, rewind, then you kill him. It's over. This is a very textbook kill in Diamond. I think that a Diamond Tracer easily kills this Genji. Like, it's very, very easy to do it, but it starts foundationally from the fact that you took so much deflect damage makes the fight much, much, much more dangerous right now. And then you're like, oh, well, I don't feel safe about doing this. But, like, actually, it's a really easy fight. He has no deflect and he has no dash. And he's trapped in the corner. Like, he literally has no options. No supports, nothing. This is not useful. As we've already mentioned, this is not what you need to be doing. Where is the enemy team? How do I get to the back line? I don't want to be here. I want to be, like, over here, right? Or potentially over here. Something where I can get this juicy backline flank and apply pressure to the backline, not shooting their tank from 50 meters away. Very lucky to be killing the Genji. I will note, though, one thing that is okay about this is that you are zoning the Genji from your backline. So in that case, I think it ends up being okay, but I don't think the Genji should have played it this way anyway. But generally speaking, you need to be doing a much better job at getting to their backline. Do you have access to the backline? No. You have no access to the backline. You are 100% in the wrong spot right now. You need to get to the backline. Whether or not you want to do the jumps this way, right? Or you want to go on the longer flank because you've already killed 2, totally fine. But you definitely don't want to be shooting the shield. You're not a shield breaking hero. Tracer actually has really low sustained DPS. I think it's only like 120 or so. It's really, really low. I think stalling the car right now is like okay. Realistically, he's never going to cap this, but like it's fine. Of all people, I guess it should be you to stall out here. But this Reinhardt never had a chance at actually doing this. Super low here. So, we get a kill. Alright, we trade out. So, Winston's in. So, I need to be in. Alright, Genji has no dash. Shoot him. I don't know. I think you cut the reload flip short. Oh no, you only had 60 damage. Oh, yeah, no, you did cut it short. You had 10-4, 10-4. Don't do this. It's not going to do anything. You need access to the backline. Yeah, perfect right now. Another good example of mechanics, you clearly in your head, tunnel vision, you're like, I'm going to stick this Ashe no matter what happens. I don't care if, like, Winston suddenly killed 3 people. You are, like, locked into throwing this pulse. How do I know that? Because you're not even bothering to aim. Look right now. The Ashe comes, and you're like, you think right now, I'm going to pulse. Even though you're really far away right now, and a lot of stuff can happen, you're like, I'm 100% going to pulse this Ashe. I don't care what happens. I could be in the midst of a 9.0 earthquake right now. I'm pulsing this Ashe. Because you don't even try to aim right now. See? You're not even trying. You're literally not even moving your mouse, because all you're thinking is, I got to land the stick. Do you need the stick right now? Maybe not. But I'm just pointing out, like, predetermining what your actions is not a good idea for higher level Overwatch, because a lot of stuff could change. Again, I don't even know that you needed to stick there. Your team already had a pick. Very common for fighting Anas is you want to dodge the first sleep dart. So when you see her, right, and you see, again, this is a hard thing about playing Tracer, right? You have very, very tough reactions. You need to be really good at predicting or really good at reacting, or both. But when you come around the corner, if she's looking at me right now, I assume she's going to hit me with something, right? You see the pull, right? You see that rifle's away, sleep dart out, now you blink. Alternatively, you could just guess when it happens and blink, which, quite frankly, probably works through up to Masters-ish, at least. But I'm just noting, like, this was extremely dangerous. So you do the right thing here to engage. You do the wrong thing, though, right? It's like, look, if we're committing for this, right in, one blink in, my reload's about to finish. She's really low health in the bubble. Just drop and kill her. Don't blink here. Just drop and kill her. She's got nothing now. She's just used everything, right? She's used grenade, and she's used sleep dart. Just kill her right now. Why did we blink out of the bubble? And now I'm really far away, and now the kill is much harder. And now I'm going to die, and I'm not going to get the kill. At the minimum, you needed to get the kill here, because that way it's going to offset your own death, which is great, because it's such a long spawn for them. Like, you need to get a kill there. Again, we got to be running this faster, because replay review is going to be like an hour and a half plus. Back to, we want consistent shots on the Mercy, right? Tag her, Guardian Angel goes off, finish the rest of the clip. Tracer should have killed you. Good bait here. But like stuff like this, like we can microanalyze the heck out of this, but like stuff like this is actually so minor in the grand scheme of things. The reason you don't win the game, it does not have to do anything to do with your 1v1 skills against the Tracer, right? It's because you're not having any impact on anything else. So yeah, I mean, like it's tough here because like your team's dead. So like, what are you gonna do anyway? So for Dorado, generally speaking, we want to be controlling left high and left low, right? Both halls upper, halls lower. That's our goal, is to be controlling, because we control upper / lower. Obviously can't do both at once, but we control halls. It's gonna be very hard for them to do anything, because between there we can also control the platform. And same thing like on second point, how can they move the cart if I can drop on their backline anytime? Not the Reinhardt. I don't want to go for the Reinhardt. Don't even go to the right. Like, I don't want to go out the door to the right. I just want to go to the left, because I need to go this way to go take the high ground. I can't do anything from here as Tracer. Like, nothing you do right now is valuable. Alright, Genji's low. Couldn't quite finish. You're looking for the Genji, but again, the Genji goes back to the supports. I would not expect him to be killable there. And now your Rewind gets forced for nothing. Winston went, right? Ideally, I should be there right now to help him. Don't like be like, oh, hey, Reinhardt's an easy shot, but like, is the Reinhardt actually the person that's valuable right now? Genji would have been better. Genji would have been better. Mercy's tricky because she's in Valk mode. It's a good try on the Mercy. I understand what we're trying to do there. Obviously, a very low percentage stick. I wouldn't have done that. Like, right now, you really need to land a stick to win this fight, because their team has momentum, so you're probably going to lose if you don't land a stick. I'm not going for, like, I don't know, what's my chance of hitting that stick? Like, 25%? Look for an easy one, right? Wait for the Ana to be scoping, like, blink in, then stick her. Great clip. That's excellent. That's exactly what we want. I don't know why you're blinking. Nobody can hit you here. right? Right here, if I just step backwards from the edge, the Ana can't hit me. I'm not gonna die. I just reload, now I finish the kill on the Mercy. Why did I waste a blink here? Unnecessarily. Oh man. And lots of things are going awry here. Your Winston gets 2 kills. But again, like, you don't do a lot, and like, we're gonna see this like over and over and over again. I like the flank behind here. Focus. Either you're going for the Mercy or you're going for the Ana. I think going for the Mercy is actually more consistent here than going for the Ana, unless you're willing to blink in on the Ana. If you had Rewind right now, you could just blink in one and then just blow her up. Like, I think you are underestimating how strong you are if you could just get on top of somebody. And imagine firing a clip like right here as we run backwards, right? How, right? And suddenly I do 200 plus damage because you're gonna make headshots too at that range. All right, so now we're chilling. So now I think you are in the right position, right? You're controlling the left side, which is your job. You're controlling the off angle here. This is bad, right? Obviously, Cassidy tags you. I would be very nervous about doing that because he might roll for it. Genji goes, that's fine. He has no deflect. Great, now bully him. All right, unfortunate, but like, you know, it happens. Genji has no dash, and he has no deflect, I believe. For another second, right? You get mini, which I think is fine. I would be real careful about this. So, I'm not gonna bother analyzing it. Suffice to say, the Ana should have known you were coming and actually killed you there. The Cassidy definitely should have killed you here. So you saw the Cassidy first at the beginning of the screen. You now see him twice on the left side. He's definitely looking at you. Ana's nanoed, so there's no way she's gonna die. So Cassidy's looking at you. You blink at him, and then he tags you with a headshot and does not throw flashbang? Question mark? I want to show you just how much time that Cassidy had to react to this. Yeah, he's like, oh, there's a Tracer. There's a Tracer. Great. I can't believe he didn't throw flashbang. You should be dead. Like, there's no world. Like just headshot melee would have killed you. Absolutely bonkers that you don't die here. At higher ranks, you are 1,000% dead there. Right? Great. She used sleep. Now we'll kill her. Excellent. Right? You bait out sleep and get the kill. That's great. Let's see more of that. If we can do more of that, those are the plays that lead to us winning fights and then winning games. So it's tough because you don't have enough blinks here. Ideally, you just stick the Cassidy and then play Ring Around the Rosie with the Reinhardt. But yeah. So offense is going to be the same deal, right? Like, not your job to push the cart. Get in position. What does in position look like? Well, it could be going up high right and going this way. Obviously, you'd be like, oh, it takes a long time. Yeah, that's the tough thing about playing Dorado as Tracer. It takes a long time to get places. Option number 2 is you go this way and you set up for the back line, right? Option number 3 is you can just go through here and set up this way. You got a lot of options. None of those options are pushing the cart. You are not the person who's ever it's going to be the job to push the cart. Leave the cart. You can't do anything here. Also, there's no reason that you guys should be able to push this cart this far. Why does the Junkrat just throw a concussive over the top? Right? Why does the Junkrat just shoot over the top and just insta-kills you? Left click plus shift insta-kills you here. You are, like, frankly, lucky to be playing against players at this level who just don't know how to do damage, like, or use their abilities. Like, we just saw it with the Cassidy where he didn't flashbang you. He shot you in the face at point blank. Flashbang or melee just instantly kills you there. You should just die on this cart. Like, it's absolutely bonkers that you're able to move it this far without anybody contesting you. So again, I don't want to be here. They're gonna contest this cart. I want to be off the cart and getting ready for the next phase of the fight. All right, so there's the Ana. All right, great. She used sleep. Slow down. Do I see like, yeah, you know she used sleep. Great, but the Reinhardt's also looking at me. He's going to zone me here with either the shield or the swing. I can't necessarily get the kill right now, so I just play it safe, right? Look, there's got to be an option here. Where's my tank? Something's got to be happening. I don't know why your tank is so far back. Oh, wow, he went all the way back to spawn. Right, but play it safe. Definitely don't blink in here, because you're going to get this forced out, like, right away. Now Rewind gets forced, right? Having Rewind gets forced is so rough. I don't want Rewind to get forced unless I want to choose when my Rewind happens. I don't want other heroes, enemies, to force my Rewind out. After you Tiger here, just blink left. Stretch the fight out, right? Play in their backline, someplace spooky where they can't, like, keep track of you. Once your Rewind is forced, you become a million times less dangerous. Because they just know, like, there's limits to what you can possibly do. And now you're out of the fight. If only you'd be able to stay with rewind. Yeah, you see the Ashe. Just the idea that you can just walk up here is nuts, but sure, we'll take it. I like this, right? You're like, hey, look, I don't want to blink back in, because we've seen a lot of that, where you just take the quickest path in. Now you're routing around the backside. This is good. This is what we want to see. Again, this is not good. You don't want to do this. Number one, it does no damage to the Reinhardt. Number two is it's going to actually alert the enemy team to your position, both by sound and visual effect. You don't want to take this shot. You don't want them to know you're here. You want to sneak over here and get ready to go on to the back line. All right, we tag the Ashe. So we see 3 heroes here. What do? Slow down. We're already winning right now. Like, we have position. The card is moving. We're already winning. They're in a bad, really, really bad spot. They really need to be back here. But instead, they're caught in this weird part, like on the side of the stalls. So we just need to slow down. Right? Slow way down. I definitely don't know why you want to blink backwards. Like, this blink backwards makes no sense. A, it makes me pulls me farther from the enemy, so I'm going to do less damage. B, it puts me in the open, so there's more damage they can do to me. Why not just peek the side of the fountain? And now we take a ton of damage, now we have to rewind. Right? And now it's really hard for us to do anything. Again, if we had rewind, this is so easy for us to get a kill. Winston's going to go in right now. As Winston goes in, everyone looks at him. One blink in, and blow up the Ashe, right? Blow up the Ashe, blow up the on anybody. Literally anybody here. But instead of doing that, we shoot a clip that does nothing. We shoot another clip that does nothing. And now, when we actually had the juicy moment, instead of trying to kill the Ana or anybody here that would have been great, we blink over next to the Winston, despite the fact that they actually have 2 heroes that do splash damage here. Right? Brig with her melee swing and then Junk with the grenades. Like, why did we do this? Why did we stack here on top of the Winston? Okay. So now, like, you don't have anything. Now you have to force rewind, which only gives you half your health back. And then you die. None of this looks like a Tracer who's in command of the fight, right? Keep your reads simple. Don't try to take bad fights. Over and over again, we see the same deal, right? It's like there are much better opportunities if you look for them or if you have a little bit of patience. This is extremely dangerous to be doing it this early. But, because like your backline I don't think is ready either. And now rewind gets forced. All right? Once you don't have rewind, like it's really, really hard to make plays. Lucky to kill a Brig there. I think the Brig could have... So you stick the shield. If she was crazy fast, well, number one, I think if she just releases the shield, lets the bomb drop, steps back, and puts the shield up, I think that saves her. But number two is that she could potentially have released it, spun, and then shield bashed away. Also, it's extremely lucky that you stuck the inside of the shield. Like, just slightly more on the other side, and this would not have killed her. So, very, very lucky. That's not a consistent play at all. So, you are super low right now. So, like, yes, it's the right time to go for the Ana if you had 175 health and or rewind. But you don't. So, you barely do any damage and then you die. So, instead, in this, like, let's say because sometimes you will get caught in a situation. Instead of saying, okay, let's kill the Ana now, I think everyone's going to focus the Winston to try to save the Ana. Why don't I go this way to try to kill the Junkrat? Because he's not going to be looking for me. He's going to be looking at the Winston now to try to burn on the Winston. That's your actual play here, right? Junkrat and or Ashe. So she pops Rally. I don't want to go towards her. That seems like a weird choice. And now Rewind gets forced. Literally, all she did was just did whip flail, like whip shot. Like what? Why did that have to force our? Like why are we in a position where that forces our rewind to begin with? Like this is not what you want. Anyway, this fight ends up being won somehow. So, Ana sees me, Brig sees me. Why would I walk in here? Don't do it. Just slow down, right? Number one thing is, if both of the supports are looking at me, I think a lot of flankers feel this way, right? They're like, oh, both the supports are just pocketing each other. I can't do anything. Great. Don't kill them. What does that mean? Well, they're not healing their team. If they're both just sitting here looking at me, turn to your right. Oh, look, there's a half-health Ashe here, right? Double blink through, insta-kill the Ashe. That's your play. Like, we see this all the time. If you just looked around a little bit, instead of trying to, like, you're trying to force this fight. Like, literally, this is like, hey, imagine this was like an MMA match or like a boxing match, and there's like a ring with 2 people in there, both of whom are totally ready to start fighting, or there's somebody else who you can beat up who just finished the last fight and is super injured and is like limping around, and you're like, oh, let me take the fight against the 2 guys who are totally ready for me, and not the one person who is like completely not ready for me. Don't fight fair as Tracer, right? Don't fight fair as any hero, frankly. But like, why force your issue into a room with 2 enemy heroes who are completely ready for you and have all their cooldowns instead of just killing anybody else? Even if the Ashe wasn't low, just go for the Ashe anyway. Just burn her down. You never know. Like, the Winston might be able to jump and confirm the kill because they have such a long rotation to get the high ground that someone could easily die here if any damage pressure is applied. But instead, you were really obsessed with trying to force this fight. You're not going to kill anybody here. All that's going to happen is rewind gets forced. Same deal. Again, Reinhardt's zoning you. Supports up top. Just go kill the Ashe. I'd run this replay even faster. It's already very late. This is not doing as much as you think it is. First of all, Riptide already killed your Ana, so there's very little you can do right now. But if Winston goes, then you can go. Winston's dead, I'm out. I'm completely out. There's no point. Even if you kill here, it doesn't matter. Your 2 people are dead. So, like, even if you kill the Brig, it does not matter right now. They have short spawn. They're going to get back in time anyway. Just set up for the next fight. You already have pulse anyway. You don't want to be going for the Reinhardt. I seriously just want to camp, like, in the back somewhere where they're not paying attention to me. And that way, when my team is ready to fight, then I can go. Like, you could literally just sit here and, like, crouch here, wait for your Winston to get close, right? Go up here, get ready. Winston dives, double blink, then kill. Like this, none of this you're doing right now is useful. Right? This is good, right? Great idea. Still too far away. If you're planning on sticking, don't shoot. Just double blink and then stick. You don't need the extra damage, just stick her. But now, because you warned her with the damage, she gets a turn and use shield bash to stop it. Yeah, you should 100% back here. So, again, you do almost no damage at this range. Right? Like, I know it feels like you do damage. You don't. Look at the Ana. Right? This is a pretty clean clip right here. You did 27 damage. It doesn't matter. Go take side, right? Apply damage from this angle. Poke, right? Rotate around. And then, like, the Ana can't stand here if she sees you here. Because she knows you're going to kill her. But if you're playing over here, she can track you the whole time and play accordingly. Again, not your job to play on the card. Rally gets popped? Okay, whatever. Again, I would leave the Brig. Like, Rally is designed to counter you. Like, as an ultimate, like, that's literally what it does. It counters people who play at super close range because it makes her incredibly tanky and allows her to stun you. There's no reason that you should be playing that close to her, ever. Okay, who's the vulnerable person here? Is it these 3 people up top? No, it's the Ana. I need to find a way to get all the way over to the right side and get an angle on her. Not to engage right away, because they're going to be looking, but just finding time for a moment where she is going to be vulnerable. Don't just blink at her. That's not going to work. Right? But this is good, right? Now we're pulling fight out. Okay, Reinhardt goes. Fine, whatever. Unlucky, but we didn't get pinned, so okay, we're good. Right? Play slow. My team is not ready. I don't even see my Winston here, right? Play slow. Play slow. Just wait. Just wait. Right? What am I looking for? Okay, Ana and Brig are over there. Can I get them here? No, because I don't want to be blinking across this. So maybe I need to rotate and go vault side, right? Play over here. Alternatively, if I'm like, look, I don't want to do that, I can wrap back and wrap all the way around this side. That's going to take a really long time. So fine. All right, so it's good, right? So now we're finding a position to get closer to them. I don't want to be playing on the cart. Again, cart's not good for me. This is a great example where you get a kill here if you just know what to do. Not mechanics, but just know what to do. Winston engages. Who's he engaging on? The Brig. Do not shoot right now. 1 blink, 2 blink, immediately kill the Brig. Easy kill. Easy kill right now. She has 93 health inside of the bubble. There's no way even if Reinhardt happens to tag you with a swing, you're not going to die here, right? And you have rewind. Easy, easy kill if you just know that you're supposed to be going for the same target as him. So, you see the Winston go, right? He tags. Who are we going for? Well, who do I just see flying? Well, there's a brig here. The Ana also went flying too. If you want to go after the brig, that's fine. Right? It's like kind of tricky to win this fight, but like you do it, fine, great. Just melee to death, excellent. So, you see that Ana is here. I would probably try to confirm the kill instead of doing that, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna take high hulls. Great, excellent. Okay, cool. Genji's dead. Ashe is nearly dead right now. We see how low Ashe is. What should we do right now? We just reload, we walk up, and we kill the Ashe. Why did you blink down? Like, this feels so unnecessary. Just, like, literally, the Reinhardt can't hit you at all. You just reload. You're in the bubble. They can't shoot you. You're totally immune. Just walk forwards and kill the Ashe. You have, like, this problem with just reloading and shooting people. Like, like, you're compelled to pop blink whenever you reload, even when it's making your life much harder. Because when you blink here, all of a sudden you're farther from the Ashe, right? And then it's a harder shot. Versus, you're like, hey, look, I know where the Ashe is, right? I just track through and I finish the kill. But blinking throws your aim off. Again, if you had better aim, you'd probably still get the kill there. But like, there's no reason to even drop, because if I don't drop here, I could have killed the Ashe and stayed high ground and kept rewind. Now I don't kill the Ashe, and I didn't, and I have to force rewind to get back to high ground. As a note here, if you had rewind, this is now a kill. Because you could commit to this, right? You could do one blink in, commit to the Ana, and immediately pop rewind. But you can't because you don't rewind. Oh, you could also could have pulsed, right? Like, you have so many options there to just immediately win the game. Round. This is all so meaningless. But, like, that's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't matter whether or not you win or lose that fight with the Tracer. Like, did you win? Did you lose? I don't know. Maybe you, like, sort of won. I mean, the Tracer kind of runs first and you have control of the mini. So, like, yeah, maybe you have the advantage here. But, like, did that lead to you winning the fight? No, absolutely not. Like, all you're doing is you're both just trading your own time for each other's time. Which means neither one of you is actually affecting winning. Relying on your team to win is not a good plan if you want to climb. By definition, you should not climb if you need your team to win. Hello? There's the Tracer. Shoot her? Oh. Hello? Great, now we get the kill. I think stuff like that, what pops out to me is this doesn't feel like the reaction and tracking of like a Masters level player. And this is what goes back to what I said at the beginning, which is like, I think you need a lot more reps still to get to Masters consistently. Like, maybe you'll touch like Masters 5 at some point in time, but like without significantly improved aim and mechanics, like this kind of stuff is like, it's very easy for me. Where I see this, I like immediately track to the, like, this for me would be an instant snap, instant track for the Tracer in that situation. But for you, it's like, it takes you like, what, 3, 4, 5 more seconds for it to all like work out that way. I would 100% not push this hallway. You know, you don't rewind even with 3 blinks. Like, this is super dangerous. I think now that rewind is forced, which never should have been forced. There's no reason to try to force this right now. You're looking for the pulse. I get it. But, like, I think you actually need 3 blinks to actually get through this. Okay, after you get this kill, just pause for a second, wait for the 3rd blink, and then peek the corner. Because right now, 1, 2... Like, this is a tough stick when the brig also has shield bash. Or shield, rather, right? Like, I think this is like, sort of tricky here. I mean, granted, she's swinging at you instead of just holding shield, but I think in some ways going for the Ana is actually more consistent. You get the 3rd blink. Debatable. I mean, like, I think it's a reasonable play if you try to go for the stick. You're also running out of time, but I think just getting the 3rd blink would have made your life so much easier. Trying your best to follow up on the Winston. I think this is, like, the right idea. It's just really hard. I mean, they're all clumped together. There's 5 people there. I definitely wouldn't have done this blink. When I turn this corner, and I see all these heroes right here, I'm like, okay, no, I'm not leaving this room. Because, like, unless the Winston gets does a ton of damage, like, I can't do anything right now. I'm just waiting, right? Just chipping people down and waiting for the right opportunity. Because it's just too inconsistent with 5 people there. Like, there's so many things that can instantly kill you. You did a good job Blink dodging there, right? Rewind gets popped. You have to touch cart because you think that you have touch cart. You shouldn't need to because there are, in fact, 2 other heroes here. But actually, if you didn't touch cart, I think you would have lost. Unusual for that to happen with 2 other heroes alive. One of them should have been touching it. They should never expect the Tracer to touch that. But you made the correct call there touching it. Now you really need to leave the cart because, like, you're not really going to do a whole lot here. Yeah, you need to leave the cart. I mean, you're doing the best you can, but, like, you're in such a bad spot. You don't have time, like... Yeah. Yeah, in general, I feel like you get so few final blows. Like, you got, I don't know, 4 maybe? Oh, it's going to cover eliminations, which is not the same. I wish you could do final blows. And did you get a stick? I feel like you killed someone with pulse, but I can't remember. Oh, yeah. You stuck it to the top of her shield. So... yeah, that's the other thing. Is like your pulse bombs give you almost no value as well. To be fair, pulse bomb is one of the hardest ultimates in the game to land, like by far, which is somewhat offset by the fact that it's also one of the fastest ults in the game to farm. I've seen Tracers who have farmed ultimate in a single fight. Like by the end of the first fight, they have pulse and kill somebody and win the fight. That's a very, very high level skill. Okay, obviously super long replay review. I've covered a whole bunch of stuff, but like again, I think we need to focus mostly, right? Mechanics is a separate thing, but like mostly around what's my job? How do I do it? Your job is to find an off-angle flanking path to get access to their backline such that you can get on top of the backline with rewind intact and at least 2 blinks. And I want to be taking fights from very close range against enemies who are not aware of me. I guarantee you, if you can do those things, you will skyrocket in rank. That's the key, right? Get access to the backline, have rewind available, and healthy, right? Healthy, have rewind, have at least 2 blinks when you start shooting them. And when you're shooting them, you want to, generally speaking, be within, 5-6 meters of them. And then you want to blow them up. And even better if you can time this with your tank. But you can't always do that because sometimes you don't have a tank who dives, right? If you have Reinhardt, Reinhardt actually sometimes will charge in, but like if you have like a Risa, she's pretty much never going to generate backline pressure, so you're going to have to do that on your own. But like with someone like Winston or Ball or Doomfist, right? They're going to be going in, they're going to attract attention, they're going to eat cooldowns. That's your time to follow up and really kill people. Without them, you can still do the same thing, just you still need to play around your tank timing, but you need to self-create a little bit more of that opportunity. All right, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.